right, sub-scenario, Born from a Wish. This was actually asked for by the one Gab actually commented and is talking about this because actually a lot of YouTube channels really don't cover Born from Wish, just the main game itself.
Yeah.
And this is a really good idea. So we were like, you know what, we should play that.
Yeah. You know what, Gab, this is for you.
Because like I played through this game a ton of times, but I think I've only played Born from a Wish maybe once or twice.
I have never played it.
It's a really interesting additional context to the main game that I think a lot of people do really ignore.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if they'll even do it as like DLC for the remake or not.
I mean, I would imagine they would.
I'd be shocked if they didn't, but...
Well, did they do any like DLC stuff for RE4
they
that
did.
Got into like the
they
remake
did.
itself? Okay.
They did all of it, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's definitely like a precedent for this, so why not?
Yeah. So this is gonna be a really cool diving back into Silent Hill 2. One of the best games.
You thought we were done.
One of the best games ever.
Baby, we're back again.
When I woke up.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to play through this. Running this on the OG PS2, the best way to play it.
Yeah, when I wake up, I usually just pick up my revolver that's just there, I guess, and just start twiddling with it, as you do.
As one does.
As one does.
Yeah, This is such an interesting addition to the main game. That was for the greatest hits version and for the Xbox release, which was the Restless Dreams version.
It's funny whenever I see people pointing like guns and they're not like really pointing them properly, where I'm afraid they're gonna get kicked back and hit themselves in the eye. I saw a video from where a guy was like, some gun enthusiast guy, and he was practicing with a 50 cal.
Yeah.
And it exploded.
Oh my god!
Like literally exploded. It was a video from a couple of years ago, and he was wearing safety glasses, and thank God he was, because it cracked like 3 parts of his orbital bone, and one of them, one of the pieces of it hit him in his jugular, and he put his thumb in there to keep it from.
Stop it.
That's insane.
And he lived, and the doctor was like, if you didn't do that, you literally would have died in like minutes. Because that's how dangerous.
Well, you lose so much blood so quickly.
But yeah, so fun fact, from what I've heard, that is common with 50 cals. Is like they're such a like unique piece of equipment that if you don't set it up right, you don't
well, you don't maintain the gun, probably.
And you don't maintain the gun, that can happen.
I will take the health drink.
I'm not even a gun enthusiast because I obviously.
I have you, I guess.
I have never used one. I never will. I mean, I like.
Well, never say never, there, my friend.
Yeah. But never say never.
I like them in movies. That looks cool.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well, okay. So I think like, especially if you have like a 50 cal or anything. I mean
most people don't, but
it depends, right? Because like I think like there's like a smattering of people here. It depends on where you're from, right? Like around here, that's not so maybe apparent, but down in the south, I bet there's a ton of people with like 50 cal. Just saying.
Stuck.
Yes. So
there's a door to the bar somewhere in here. I remember that, but that's it. Is it upstairs? I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's remember here. Was the bar on the second floor, or was it on the first floor?
Pretty sure it would have been on the first, but I don't know.
Right, so I wouldn't think like the door would be on this level. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
No, this is back where you started.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Hey,
okay,
it's the bar. Okay, there we go. I was wrong. You were right.
I don't remember this being this dark.
See, Rob's all like, "You got to play on the original one." I'm like, and he's like, he's like,
let's say a Chinese cleaver.
Well, you don't Well, you don't want to play the HD collection with the better brightness.
No, because it's just pure donkey crap.
Well, they only give you the option. They only give the option with the new voice actors.
We're out.
Oh, dude, yeah, no.
Well, you don't like Troy Baker?
I've heard enough Troy Baker to say I'm good. It's just like Pedro Pascal. I'm good.
To be fair, I like early on when it was like first starting, I was like, I really like his work, but yeah, he is in like literally everything.
Yeah, it's there's a.
I did hear he did a good job playing Indiana Jones.
I did hear that. All right, so I need to get
Harrison Ford, I wager.
I need to get to Rosewater Park. Is it?
You know what's funny is that Harrison Ford was impressed with how good of a job he did.
Well, that's because Harrison Ford hasn't tried being Indiana Jones in like 20 years.
And Harrison Ford was like, I should have done it because I could have gotten more money.
That sounds
which is fair.
Oh, I honestly, that dude does not. Like, if you've seen him in, like, the newest Captain America movie, he does not give a crap.
Dude,
it's, like, the most limp performance you've ever seen.
The last thing I saw him in was Blade Runner 2049.
And I think he kind of cared about that, honestly.
I would say, well, I mean, it's Denis Villeneuve. I mean, like, you kind of have to, like, care.
Ooh, yes, please.
Dude, he does not have to care about anything. He's,
Does
like,
he?
90. No, I'm just saying Harrison Ford. He doesn't care about anything, honestly.
I mean, like, props to him getting that cheddar cheese, getting that money.
Nah.
No.
Give a crap with your performance. I'm not gonna say this about like any of the other great actors that were gonna like around that same age and decide to keep acting because they like acting.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like the guy who played like Hannibal. What's his name?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, you don't see Anthony Hopkins just filming in performances like Harrison Ford does.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins will give his all to every performance. When he plays the Pope, he plays the Pope.
Anthony Hopkins is the freaking.
He is the man.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He's the man.
I mean, he did win an Oscar for what was it, the Father?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was like where he played. Yeah. So, I mean, seriously, when you have that compared to like Harrison Ford's like, I'm the Red Hulk now, give me money. Like that's about as much effort he goes into.
It's funny because I love like actors like Marlon Brando. Who are like, but then like even
French champagne.
But even when you hear about him like on like The Godfather, that man was like using cue card lines. Like he literally would not memorize lines for that movie. They would literally write them in the corners for him to like look around
and you know what? Good on the director for having to go around that basically. I guess.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, dude, your job is to memorize lines and act.
Well, I would argue this. It's not only the memorized lines, it's the delivery that counts. You can be memorizing your lines up and down, but if your delivery sucks, who cares if you memorize the lines?
True, yeah.
It depends all about delivery, really.
Well, again, I'm a big fan of rehearsal. You know, because that really, like, that's super important because it, you know, your actors get time to like, you know, really like get in the space of, you know, the material they're working with.
Yeah.
And it really allows you to prep and make sure that you're getting the best performance out of your actors. And a lot of films nowadays do not rehearse a lot.
Dude, the fog is so much thicker.
Fog is intense in
and
this.
you can tell
compared to the main game.
A lot of blockbusters don't rehearse that much.
Well, here's the problem with like a lot of blockbusters, my friend. It's like half the movie is done before they write the script. So every time they come up with like a fight scene or anything else like that, that's all filmed way in advance because they need to do that in advance anyway.
Well, because like, you know, you have, I would say like one of the really big stars like that's currently really rehearsing and like, even as a blockbuster is like Tom Cruise. I mean, the amount of prep and stuff that man does for all the films he's doing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. That man watches a movie a day.
Is Tom Cruise a great actor?
I would say yeah.
I don't know. I think he's like more of a Johnny Depp.
So I think my biggest thing is that I miss him doing dramatic work.
That has not been. It's been a while since.
Like not. It's not that he's like bad. It's just, you know, he's been doing a lot of action stuff, which like I get it. Like, you know,
that's kind of, there's like a physicality with him that like you gets displayed when he does.
Yeah, like it's kind of his bread
like in The Mummy.
But like
I miss The Mummy.
But like I miss films like Vanilla Sky and like Rain Man and
I will go on record saying that Rain Man is not a good movie.
I like Minority Report.
Oh, Rain Man.
Rain Man is not a good movie.
I've never seen it.
It's
like I Am Sam levels. I don't know.
My problem with it is that it tries too hard.
Well,
the actors are all good. It's just the script is my biggest problem.
The actors are fine. Like the script is the main issue,
yes,
but it's also like, oh, this dude didn't recognize the fact that he secretly had an older brother who he remembers as like a imaginary friend that he had as a kid instead. Then his dad never told him about it for some weird reason. And then he finds out because his dad died and the inheritance is going to something. It's like a very convoluted.
Wait, you don't like The Hangover where they spoof that entire part?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, you can spoof that because it's, you know, it's a cultural thing. I mean, people spoof Forrest Gump in a bunch of movies, so I'm not gonna deny them that.
Yes, please.
But like, yeah, like
First
even
Aid?
like films like
Nice.
Way of the what is it? No, Last Samurai.
Yeah.
Like I miss like those Tom Cruise movies.
I think Last Samurai is a better written film than some of the other stuff he's currently been in. To be fair.
I mean, like The Mummy aside, because we don't talk about that.
The
But
mummy's
like,
alive.
Mission Impossible. Like I've
Part
been.
one, Dead Reckoning. You know, don't talk about that.
I mean, like
AI.
I think my thing is that they shouldn't have called it Part 1 in general. I think
I think they shouldn't have had like a weird AI plot. Is my thing. I think that movie was just poorly written. To be honest.
But for me, like well, it's the problem is that it's so topical right now. It's like an everything.
Yeah.
It's in like, you know, jobs, tech. People cheating on their papers in high school and college.
Yeah,
and it's
there's
I
like
get
a lot of there's a lot going on.
Okay,
well,
no,
also
I do
AI
know
has
here.
been around since like I Spy. It's been around since like forever. You know what I mean? It's not like a new concept. It's just kind of like it's also kind of a laughable.
Well,
thing,
it's
too.
like a MacGuffin. Like I get it. Like it's not as interesting as having like a real person doing things.
Yeah, like an actual character.
But so I hope
It's not saying an AI
obviously,
can't be a character, but
I
still.
already got my tickets for Final Reckoning. I hope they kind of like tune the AI thing back a little bit and they kind of make like the villain, the physical villain like
Yeah.
a lot more of a focus because again, like they make it a huge thing in that movie that like he's a tie to his past when like in his early days in the IMF.
Right.
But like they don't really do
Nice.
anything with him, and I'm like, besides him being like, "Ooh, I'll see you on the next
I'll see you
set
next
piece."
time, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I kind of hope they do something a little bit like more in depth with him.
That'd be nice at least. I
So-
agree with
Yeah.
that. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I
Look at
understand
that.
the problems with that. But dude, Top Gun Maverick, Chef's Kiss,
Top Gun Maverick
just
is
such
great.
such a
It's
good,
great.
Yeah.
such a good,
Very
movie.
good.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
In a lot of ways, it improves on the original, which is nice to see.
I'd say Top Gun Maverick is more of a
It-
drama than anything, right?
I think it's better than the original Top Gun.
I don't, dude. That's not a hot take. That's
Yeah.
extremely lukewarm take.
Yeah,
that's fair.
so I remember
That's
I was
more than accurate.
when I first got COVID, I
Mm.
was like just miserable on the couch, and I was like, "Well, Top Gun Maverick's coming out next year, or like, I think it was a couple months from then."
Right.
And I was like, "All right, we'll watch it." And so me and Jade watched it, and there was stuff we liked, and my problem is it was really slow.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick was really
The
slow,
original,
right?
the original Top Gun,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
because I'd never seen it until like a couple months before. It was one of those films that always kind of got
Yeah.
away. Like I never like people were like, "Oh, you got to watch it." Or I watched like AVGN's review of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So like
yeah.
I was aware of what it was, but it was just never something I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go watch
missed
this."
Something.
Right.
And for me, like
I
a
wonder
lot
why
of
you picked up a Chinese cleaver is my question. I don't know what that was.
I
for.
did, yeah.
but yeah, so like the second one's just
I
like
thought I saw
leagues
those.
better, but obviously
Yeah.
like the technology's better. They did a lot of it practical. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
Okay.
So, but me, like, of course, like, I'm always gonna be like a big fan of practical stuff. Than
Right over.
Oh, I forgot about this part. Oh, this part's awesome.
someone just close the door.
There?
I forgot about this. It's so creepy.
Open up.
Yeah, is the name's like Ernest,
Ernest.
I think.
Oh, Ernest Goes to Silent Hill.
I was
Yeah.
gonna. You stole my joke.
Ernest goes to jail and then goes to Silent Hill.
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
You're disturbing me. My name is Ernest.
You're disturbing me.
Ernestly, I have a question for you.
Finally found somebody.
I thought I was all
Open
alone.
the door?
Alone.
No.
Alone.
But
Alone.
why?
Isn't the Silent Hill movie coming out this year? Like in the fall.
I think
Dude,
so.
that thing finished filming like a year and a half ago. I still can't believe it's out. It's not out yet. Return to Silent
I
Hill.
can kind of believe that. Maybe it's not very good.
I'm wondering if they had to do reshoots or something.
Every movie has to do reshoots now. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
We don't like Revelation.
No.
I just wanna see
No.
your face.
Eh.
You know this.
So yeah, I know they announced like it got distribution like this month.
Yeah.
Monsters.
Why did it take so long to get distributed?
Still no date.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
So they got the rights for. Well, I'm like, well,
What?
frick is it?
We have to wait for the next transmission.
Maybe. You know what? Yeah, the next Morse code update.
There's no one to decide.
No, it wrapped filming last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it finished filming like a while ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
He finished editing everything in February.
Oh, so
okay,
so
so-
he just took his time, which I mean, I guess it's cool that they let him take his time. I guess.
Suppose, yeah.
So his exact words were Gans. He said that he was supposed to have it finished like
Who are insane.
2 months after they wrapped, but because of the executive producers, it dragged on for nearly a year.
Insane.
Yeah, I've heard there's been a lot of. I'm worried how much interference has been going on.
Oh,
We'll see.
man.
We'll see.
Leave me alone.
I'm hopelessly optimistic
yeah.
because I like the first film, but we'll see. The other thing too is the first one was written by the guy who wrote Pulp Fiction. The new one is not, so we'll see how that turns out.
That's gonna be
Wait, who
interesting.
wrote it?
I have no idea. I don't know if it was just Christoph Gans or not. But yeah, so we have to make
There's
our way
three
to.
writers.
So we have to make our way to Ernest Hemingway. Baldwin.
Baldwin.
I appreciate that.
That means he probably accidentally shot somebody.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
He's like, dude, it's just an old man in the sea. Stop trying to dig into things.
Stop trying to
Oh, no.
derive meaning from
Stop
this.
trying to find meaning in things where there isn't meaning.
So one of the writers, one of the writers,
Yeah. Oh, for the new Silent Hill.
dude, he wrote the Crow remake.
Oh no, that's
no.
bad.
Oh, it's a girl, Hannah Emily Anderson.
Oh no, she does not good
Oh wait,
work. Well,
oh wait, no, that's
Can I have a flashlight?
William Joseph Schneider. He wrote the Crow.
Oh,
remake.
Schneider.
All right, who's the?
Whiteboard.
Nice. That is not a flashlight, but I guess we'll take that.
Oh.
Oh, the
I
right.
hope I didn't miss a flashlight. I'll laugh if I did.
Oh god, dude, that's gonna be making the rest of this game wicked hard.
I
We'll
guess
see.
the guy that created Silent Hill helped write the screenplay.
Ah, okay, okay.
Kiichiro Toyama.
You know what? That is promising. That's promising. Ooh. Oh, nice kick. Nice little crunch down
Sandra
too.
Van Oh, who's that? Okay, all right. Wrote the good Beauty and the Beast film from 2014. Not the Disney one.
Okay.
The one with Lea Seydoux.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can't go that way, so I guess we're going back.
I'm like scaring myself out of this movie, and I haven't even seen it. I'm like it can't be worse than Revelation 3D, because that movie was hot dog water. It was bad.
Yeah,
it
it
was
sure was.
And I love that even the director
Let's
was
check on Ernest.
the director of that movie was like, I'm so sorry. Like, at least the director knew it was bad.
At least that was like, you know, acknowledged, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So we'll take that as it is, I guess.
Well, at least we checked on Ernest, so I guess we're going downstairs.
Well, you're being very earnest, you know?
Sure are.
Yeah. What was that bang?
Maybe Ernest was
Scared stupid?
scared. He
went,
was scared
maybe he
stupid.
went the way of Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah, he was scared stupid. All right, I need to go to. Should I go back to the living room?
Yeah.
Let's check the living room.
Yeah,
first.
let's check the living room. That's a good idea.
Let's check where we first started.
Go back there. Read some books.
Oh, that wasn't like that before.
Ooh.
By the way, I don't
Oh.
believe that Maria ever gets a flashlight.
Climb the ladder. What?
She does not get a flashlight.
Great for me. Hopefully, I get enough bullets.
Flashlights are for people that can't see.
That's true, and you can honestly see, right?
I
Yeah.
have so much. I have the best 20/20 vision.
And plus, look, there's a light right there. That's like a stationary
Hey,
flashlight.
Do you think Jill and Chris got flashlights in Resident Evil 1? No.
Hell
you
no.
want, Do you want to know why they didn't need it? Because the lighting was good in that game.
And the lighting was perfect.
I'm just
in that
saying. I'm not saying this lighting in this game is
Wrong
bad.
with you, died joy.
It's
all that remains is
atmospheric.
Despair.
Also, the fog looks cool, unless you play
Where
the
the boards
the
cover
HD
all the
version.
sadness.
Which is terrible, but yeah.
Okay, so I think I need to get 4 boards to put in there. I think.
Is there teeth in her eyeballs?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, is there? Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold the freaking.
Oh, I
phone.
didn't see it. There's another board there.
How
Okay.
would you
There you
even
go.
see
Yeah,
that?
dude, it's
Well,
hard
because her head is tilted down at an angle, and you
Yeah.
can tell automatically.
Yeah.
that she's looking at something.
She's
you
looking
can pick
at
it
something.
Up. Ish.
All right.
I'm just looking around the whole room and stuff, where my head just keeps on
Yeah.
turning on that angle.
Yeah.
And it goes right down. Oh, there they are. Those terrible tasting Pringles.
All right.
So, do you think we're gonna get a badly ported version of these games again, in the vein of like Metal Gear Solid?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know,
Probably.
I really, because it's funny, because I'm impressed how bad the new Metal Gear Solid collection was.
Yeah.
When like they're ports of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and like Castlevania and like Contra
And they're much better ports.
are like good.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
How does that work?
I'm like, what's happening?
What is this world we're living in currently?
What
Also,
is it?
If you have not played it, the Dominus collection for Castlevania is phenomenal.
It's good. It's good stuff.
It was like, I know everyone's like,
All right. What do we got?
game of the year is this and this. I'm like,
The key.
that is like the best thing I played last year, besides
Yeah.
like Astrobot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a key. That's a good sign.
Oh, the key.
We sure did.
Ooh-wee, a key.
I think that's all we can do here. Okay.
Yeah, wait, just make
Back
sure
down.
Make sure her head's angled the correct way before you leave the room.
Yeah.
Any downward
The
angles. you gotta
ACA
pick that thing up.
key. Okay. So
I
I
got
need.
the key.
We got the
Yeah.
key.
A key.
I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save. We should.
You
We should probably save. This is a horror game. We
Oh,
should
you should
save.
probably shave.
Oh, just shave.
Actually, what's a shave?
A
What's
close-
a shave between friends?
A close shave.
A close shave indeed.
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Why don't you go
the
down
best
there?
movie.
Oh.
The best movie.
Why don't you
You're
go-
the man now, dog.
The best war movie.
why don't you go in the next room? Check things
Uh,
out.
You know what? I recently watched like Red October again.
Oh,
And-
that's a good one.
Yeah, what I love from like Red October is that when they start the first like transition like into like the scene basically, they are speaking in Russian and then it transfers over to English like,
Dang.
right afterwards, so you understand that everyone on the boat is speaking Russian. It's just for our convenience that they're speaking English. But it's like I like those
Yeah.
cool kind of like transfers on over, so it's like a little more diegetic as to why they're speaking English on like a Russian boat.
Is that Hunt for the Red October?
Did I go through?
Yeah,
that?
Hunt for the Red October.
That's
yeah.
one of the Jack Ryan movies, right?
I think so. Yeah, actually.
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah.
Yeah, based on like the book. And
I
everything.
always forget because like there's just so many like dumb names for like because like they're not called
Yeah.
like Jack Ryan unless
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
unless it's
yeah.
the Chris Pine where it's Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I kind of prefer it doesn't have like the prefix name or like from the world of Jack Ryan or like you know something
I
like
love
that.
how he's like the most generic name. It's like
Jack Ryan is like two first names.
too
it's like
far.
it's like being
Too
named
far.
like
It's
Chris,
like Ricky Bobby.
it's like being named like
yeah, Ricky Bobby.
like Chris
the
John.
Ballad
or
of Ricky
something.
Bobby.
Yeah, or just Mr. Smith. Yeah. Little generic there, Ryan.
Really generic there.
Yeah, a little generic there. Going for a Jack Reacher is a little bit more memorable.
Ooh, matches.
Oh, matches. I thought those were revolver bullets for a second.
Bed for a small child.
Ah, doll for a small child. Filthy.
Whoever
Yeah,
lived
here
here
we
must
go.
have really loved this thing.
Yeah. So they
Stuffed
didn't take care
animals.
of it.
Not very well made, but it's sort of cute. I bet Laura would love it. She loves bears.
Yep.
Laura, who am I talking about?
So that's an interesting statement. She
Yeah.
knows who Laura is, but doesn't.
Yeah.
Know who Laura is.
Calendars from 10 years ago.
So Alec Baldwin was the first guy
Okay.
in Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
And then Harrison Ford was in Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. Then Ben Affleck in Sum of All Fears. And then Chris Pine and Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. And then, is it Krasinski? What's his name?
Yeah.
John Krasinski, yeah. He's in the TV show.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard those voices too, right? Now that wasn't just me.
I didn't hear anything. You guys are crazy.
Dude, this is so hard to see.
Yeah.
Like anything, dude.
Honestly, yeah.
Turn the brightness on the TV up. Maybe that'll help.
Dude, I don't think I can even crank the gain anymore.
I can
on
shine a
this.
flashlight at the TV. Maybe that'll help.
Dude, the fact that she doesn't get a flashlight.
Well, I mean, we have one here. You know, we could.
We could.
The other problem is we're playing this during the day.
That's
which
also
is
a thing,
also not
too.
the best
Yeah.
idea.
Well, any spooky game needs to be played at night. That's the problem, my friend.
Yeah.
Nonsense. The spookiest stuff happens during the day.
I think some wicked spooky stuff happened with Mr. Dahmer there
There's
during the day, honestly. But
Okay, hold on.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
Hold
Hold the phone.
Hold on. You gotta light. Maybe that's why you can use the matches.
You know what?
Oh, look at that.
This game
There we
thought
go.
everything.
Yeah, there we
thought of
go.
everything.
Oh, now you can see.
Now you can see. I'm trying to flash out the TV.
Ah,
That's helping.
This
That is
they
not
planned
helping
for everything.
that much.
No, that didn't help at all.
What is that? A wooden box. All right.
Some sort of wooden box.
Bruh. Suicide Squad?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Are you glad you lit that so you can not find anything? Well, actually, no, I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm
Is
wrong
that a
here.
magazine? What is
I
that?
found.
Rainbow Chair. It's
birthday
a birthday
card.
card to my dearest daddy. Happy birthday
Alec
from
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
From Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Birthday card. All right. Cool. So,
Oh,
do we need
you're
to
gonna
bring
give that to Ernest there?
Yeah, we gotta bring it to Ernest. I would imagine.
Happy birthday.
Give it.
Mm.
Is this ghost mad at me?
You have to put the card on the table, maybe? You leave the area without the ghost killing you? Is that a good question to ask you?
I'm gonna bring it back to Ernest.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Well, you
that's
said give
fine.
it, so you gotta give it to
Like
him.
give it to him.
Well, I assume like when someone says give it.
To my daddy.
Oh,
Okay.
there you
Yep,
go,
that'll
there you
do
go.
it.
Oh, it's from the dog. Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense than what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's from Amy from Sonic. Amy Baldwin from Sonic Heroes.
All right. Cool.
A nice little kick. A little kick. What is the Chinese cleaver for?
All right. It's her only melee weapon.
Okay, why is it a Chinese cleaver?
Why
Why
not?
the heck not?
That could have been like a razor blade.
Why
I
not?
don't know, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a little odd. To be honest with you. Why is the Chinese cleaver in like a bar? Like I don't know. There's like a lot
Oh,
of
we're
questions here.
in.
Oh, in,
Doors
like,
unlocked.
Flint? Very nice.
Ernest.
Hello?
Ernest. Where art thou, Ernest?
Ooh, a first aid.
Nice.
Yes, please.
You need that after you kill Ernest, I guess.
We're gonna fight Ernest.
Yeah, yeah. Or earnestly, yes.
Ooh,
Help
they are helping me out
I
here,
mean, you're also just stealing stuff from this nice man.
as I would.
As you would.
Yeah, that's his health drink. That's his Monster Energy drinks.
This is not creepy at all.
Yeah, it's got some.
I love that it's
sounds
called
going here.
lavatory.
Oh yeah, is that a bathroom?
When this game takes place in America, where we don't call it a lavatory,
Well, maybe like some very old like style people used to call it lavatory. I mean.
we call it a shitting room here.
Oh yeah, sorry. The shit house.
Yeah.
The outhouse.
The outhouse, if you will.
Heck yeah.
Nice, kicking those bugs, baby.
All right.
Aren't you glad they
So-
brought those back for Silent Hill
I
Homecoming?
do love the bugs.
And Silent Hill Homecoming, the little faces on them.
All right. Can I?
Those things suck.
Okay.
That game just sucks.
Which game?
Silent Hill Homecoming.
I forgot.
Oh,
I always
no,
forget
no,
about
no.
Homecoming.
That's a
All right,
great-
hold
it's
on.
great. I prefer,
Alex.
I prefer Silent Hill Far From Home.
Far From Home.
And
yeah.
then Silent Hill No Way
Oh,
Home.
No Way
It's
Home,
pretty
like-
good.
Yeah, that's pretty good
Yeah.
one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I like when you get to meet all the different Silent Hill characters from the different universes, and they kind of meet each other in the same spot.
Me too. You
Yeah,
know?
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I like that. I like my favorite Silent Hill game is when they have the multiverse one where all the Silent Hill Harrys come together.
Oh, dude, I love the one too where
Oh, yeah.
you remember like the Silent Hill Lego figure gets like introduced and like they're reporting on like the different Silent Hill goings-ons at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like anchor beings in that too. It's pretty great.
Dude, how sick would it be if they made like a Silent Hill Lego game? Could you imagine how funny that would be?
What would the pyramid
It's
head
better-
scene be
I
where
mean-
he's like moving the dead body? What would that look like?
I mean, it's better than doing Horizon.
Is there just nowhere to go?
I have never played Horizon. I just don't like anything about any of the aesthetics for that game at all.
So I remember
Oh.
we streamed through the whole first one,
I remember you did. I was
And-
not on any of those streams, I don't think, but
and
yeah.
it was fine. Like I don't know. Like I don't really like get it.
I kind of get the idea because like you're just trying to take. It's sort of like a weird Monster Hunter kind of thing where you're taking down these giant beasts that you're trying to like kill with arrows and whatever. These mechanized dinosaur things.
It's just one of those franchises that like it doesn't
Sold well.
It doesn't click with me. Like I don't know.
Oh,
like
yeah.
after playing through the first one in the DLC, it was just because obviously Rob was playing and I was just hanging out watching.
Yeah. But
like
it
it
that's
look
nice.
like again, it
That's
looks
nice.
like a functionally fun playable game. It's just
right. It's not your
not my
cup of tea.
thing. And like,
Is there
I mean,
anything here?
maybe playing as a Lego
Oh,
would
okay.
make it more fun. I mean, I don't know.
Well, in Lego, in like all the Lego movie games, like Lord of the Rings Lego, right?
Yeah.
They get to be like very lighthearted about these things. I love how they take the original audio from like the movies and
Yes.
everything, and it's just so vastly different from everything else in the game. Like when Boromir gets like shot with that arrow and he pulls out like the banana
Yeah.
and shoots him with it. Oh, and then that's not matching with anything that's going
No.
on at all. I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
It's just out of every PlayStation franchise, like, that's the one you choose is just weird.
You could have done. I mean, what else would there be really?
I mean, like, it's hard because like they work with games because like obviously a lot-
Kratos? I don't know. Like,
but like I don't know, like I'd
Yeah.
rather just go play the game.
Uh,
I mean, like I don't know,
eh.
like for movies, it's like you can watch the movie, but like it just expands and makes it longer.
Right. I mean, like Star Wars. There's like obviously reasons people want to play that. Like Lego
They're-
Star Wars.
yeah,
always,
that is
was
a-
always like huge.
That's a long game.
Marvel,
Like the
Lego.
Skywalker saga is
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's like an 80-90 hour game.
Yeah.
If, if you're doing everything.
Full completionist mode.
But I don't know. I don't even know what I want to see for
Wicked
like
Dude, it's
dark in
so
here.
hard
I
to
cannot
see.
anything.
like a Lego adaptation. I
Right.
don't know what game I'd want to see. I mean, Silent Hill would be kind of funny. I feel like that would be funny.
If you did like horror games in general, like horror Lego, right? And you had like I don't know, like Scream, and then like Friday the 13th, and like a bunch of these like you can just have all the kills just being like Lego-ized. I guess I think
Yeah.
that would be pretty funny
Yeah.
because it'd still be like it's like Legos.
I would I would like to see Last of Us Lego because the scene where
Or,
Joel gets
it's
clubbed
like Joel. Yeah.
would be hilarious.
Oh, they would actually hit him, and he would just like hit off the wall and just splatter in a million
And he
pieces.
just crumbles and you hear the
here we
sound of like
go.
the
Yeah.
blocks coming apart.
Yeah, like that'd be funny. That'd be funny.
Even if someone just made like a little short of that would be on YouTube or something.
There probably is, honestly. There probably is like because I've seen some of these shorts where they do like the Lego version of like a scene from like a TV show, like they did for like Community, like a lot of those ones.
Yeah.
And those can be pretty funny. I like those.
You know what makes me sad is that they took Sackboy out of the opening station.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
Well, they have no more use for him. That's the problem. My
well, the
friend.
thing is they don't care about it.
That's what I mean. They don't have any more use for
But
him.
they'll keep a studio going that plagiarizes fucking people's art.
Oh, is it
Well,
Ernest again? It's gotta be Ernest.
I forget the dude that like took over Bungie that like bought all the fucking cars.
Oh yeah.
The one that basically like ousted every single creative original person that worked at Bungie, and now they're
Right.
basically nothing.
It's
Yeah.
from a girl named
Like that studio's gonna go under
Oh, probably. I don't doubt
100%.
Your daddy.
that. I don't like this lady saying that. Or daddy.
Let's see the guy's name.
For some reason, I'm just thinking of
Up in
Pete Parsons. Literally, that dude is
What-
the worst.
Yeah,
Pete
took
Parsons,
over, yeah.
the guy that
Um,
currently is the chairman CEO of
Yeah, didn't they just plagiarize more art?
dude.
Bungie?
So he
For Marathon?
That's what Bungie do.
So that dude,
Yeah.
when he pushed everyone out, and there was one guy that would not leave, and he
Yeah.
fired him wrongfully, and then he sued and won.
Nice.
Good.
Good for him.
Yep.
Like, dude, when I tell you Bungie is like the worst now, like
It's
they're
a bummer.
they are not even like any person that worked on Halo.
This is pretty
they're
sad, by the
gone.
way.
Yeah, this part's really
Yeah.
sad.
She isn't.
Yeah. And I think that, like, the notes hint at him trying to bring her back to life.
Yeah, that's kind of why he's
But he
here.
can't.
Oh, that's why he's here.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
No need to apologize.
They say how she did. Or no.
Remind me.
No, I don't think they specify.
Well, they said like she was holding that empty envelope. And then,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like maybe she fell.
She fell and died. Some sort of accident.
We forget.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you want to forget it. But yeah, I was thinking of Hellraiser, where like the fucking creepy stepdad's like, "Come to daddy." Oh.
Or even you remember like Butterfly Effect? He's like
Ernest.
trapped in like that weird
I'm
basement
sorry.
with like that weird skeezy
didn't
dude. and
know.
Oh
everything.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
take a few pictures.
Yeah.
Let's just take a few pictures there.
Yeah.
And then he says like, "Stop being a child diddler," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, okay."
freaking nuts.
Dude, Butterfly Effect is not a good movie.
Yeah, it is an experience.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag.
I think we were saying that about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, good concept, poor execution.
I would say 3 times in a row because they made 3 of them, and I didn't really care for any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Who must be?
yeah. So yeah, his daughter died like 10 years ago, I think.
That's why you could see me.
Yeah, because we're all here for the same reason. Although
Trauma.
hers is a little bit more
I can hope for a miracle.
open to interpretation, and we'll
Well,
talk
is
about
this-
it as we finish.
Well,
as we get
is
to-
Maria actually a person at all?
That's the thing that you
Yeah.
have to really ask yourself through the course of this DLC, and I think that that's something we can also talk about when we finish it. But
Yeah.
there's some interesting implications.
White liquid.
Gosh.
Liquid.
Zach. Yeah.
White liquid.
Oh.
What's that movie with the dude with the turkey baster?
Oh, that's
Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, like no,
Oh.
no. Is this guy doing the same thing?
And then they tried to make him the main character in the second one, which I never watched. And I was like, why would you do that?
You're
Ew.
an anti-hero. What are you doing?
Why would you want to root for him? Ew.
He's
Dude.
literally like a rapist.
Yeah, I was like, why the frick would you even want to
Yeah.
make that movie at all? I was like,
Why?
oh, it's just,
It's not
it's like
a-
making a Buffalo Bill movie. It's just like,
Yeah.
you don't, why would you do that?
Well,
There's no need for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so like you have to
What
get,
were they
so,
thinking?
So you have to get stuff for this guy to like try to bring his daughter back or something.
That's what they are implying. And you need
Now,
like a,
what is that white liquid?
I don't mind fighting for impossible. I mean, yeah, you can't.
Mind fighting for an impossible.
you can't bring someone back if they're gone.
Bro.
Anyway.
It beats
Bro, this ain't the fountain of youth, dude.
No, dude.
So we have to go get that for him, though.
Thank you, Maria.
Do we though?
All right. You're so welcome, Ernest. Ernest goes to heaven.
Ernest goes to hell, honestly.
Ernest
It's
goes
like-
to hell.
You ever watch Ernest Goes to Jail?
Yes.
Yeah, it's yeah, like those Ernest movies aren't bad.
I like Ernest Goes to Camp.
I like the Halloween Ernest movie.
Yeah.
What am I looking
That one's
at?
pretty good. Where he dances with that troll with milk for some reason.
Do I miss Jim Varney?
Oh, and I'm gonna curse every family in your generation to be dumber and dumber and dumber. And then we finally get to Ernest.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's so good.
All right, back to the connecting hallway. Because I think we can go here now. He unlocked it, which I don't really understand how that's even possible. But
Well, I mean, that's.
Ernest
maybe he is the house.
he
or the house is his
the
will.
house.
Like, so back to the Bungie thing.
Yeah.
So do you want to know how much that dude sucks?
How much does that dude suck?
So after like one of the so PlayStation invested like $1 billion or something into the company.
Oh yeah,
to
they bought him for
basically-
like $1 billion because they liked Destiny that much.
No, so they bought him, but this is a separate thing they gave to the company
Oh, okay.
to basically retain employees, basically so that way no one could get fired, no
Oh,
one could get
sick.
laid off. Then Pete Parsons on his own caused that huge layoff that happened.
Yes,
He chose
yeah.
he
Up the stairs.
He shocked PlayStation because they
Right.
didn't know that it was going to happen either, and he literally canned like 14% of the company or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was
that's
like,
a lot.
he's like, I'm so sorry
No,
to let you all go. And then the people pointed out that he like bought a bunch of stupid cars.
Well, they're not going to do that Nintendo thing where they're going to take a pay cut and then they're going to keep
Dude,
their
that guy?
employees. Yeah.
Dude, no. Dude,
Oh my god. That's freaking shocked me. That
Yeah.
it was just right there.
So that man,
trying to think you could sneak up on me.
that man single-handedly
you
has
are?
destroyed
I
that
am.
company, though.
I mean, it's that, and then it's also Destiny itself was not ever viable, I guess. I mean, they kept on losing money on Destiny stuff, and then that player base shrank and shrank and shrank, and then Sony bought them because they thought they were so good at live service games, but every
And
live
then they
service
realized
game,
that they were lying.
well, every live service game they tried to like. Oh, you don't have a map of this area.
I keep checking that and then
Yeah.
forgetting
Yeah.
that I don't have a map at all.
Every live service game they were in charge of, like, basically like failed and bombed.
Well-
Like, were they in charge of like Anthem and stuff like that?
no,
or-
that's EA.
Oh, sorry, that's You're right. Unrelated reasons that also bombed and failed. But
Well, again,
Dude, I can't see anything in this game.
Well, again, the reason why Destiny was such a
Dude.
mess when it first came out is because after leaving from Microsoft, they partnered with Activision, and Activision was like, this game better be out this time, and so it was rushed when it first came out, the first one.
Well, they also like lied because they said Destiny was going to be like a 10-year.
Do you want to know why?
Well, because they got rushed on it, but
Nope. Bobby Kotick.
Oh, Bobby Kotick.
He was like, "There's a new console coming out. You're making a new one."
I still don't have a map.
But yeah, like, but Pete Parsons is the biggest problem. Like,
I believe that.
There's a really deep dive into like why that man has plagued that company since Halo 2.
Yeah, I mean, and then just like all the talent slowly filter out. Well, this is also the reason why
He's the reason.
One of the reasons. But,
That man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also not great for the video game industry where you have so much you have such massive layoffs, and then like you can't build up good talent into your company because you keep on laying these people off.
Well, again, like most people making Marathon,
Yeah.
it's their first game.
What a great idea for a first game. Why you spend that much money on
dude,
it?
do you want to know how you can tell? Because they keep stealing art.
Oh, I did get a map.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't
yeah.
realize that was what was on the floor. Okay, thank
I mean,
God.
Marathon's
At least
gonna
I can
fail.
tell where I'm going now.
Well, it's also
All
based
right.
off an old game. It's like a remake.
Yeah, from what id Software, I think.
I think so. Yeah, it was like one of the. It was like multiplayer FPS kind of thing, and now
But like live service
turned
games,
into like an extraction shooter like Tarkov.
like live service games, it's hard to like keep player retention and
Well, there's a
like
lot of
again,
competition.
like even Fortnite, like one day that game is gonna collapse,
Yeah.
like 100%. And, like no
I-
live service
not
game.
not anytime soon. Though.
No, but like there will be times where that game will lose players and
Yeah.
people will get laid off. That's just like live service games that are just not sustainable in the
Well-
in the long run, in the grand scheme of things.
I think that's also why they opened up their own like platform to sell video games and everything. So, they diversified, right? And everyone hates Epic Store, unfortunately. But I guess for them, I don't care to use it. But it's things like that, and then they're buying up different companies as well, trying
But you
to
don't like
make
Ubisoft
games.
Connect?
Me.
The first quadruple
Alright.
A game,
Oh my god.
where
Which
it looks worse than Black Flag.
well, you know what the first quadruple A game was? Technically, the first quadruple A game was that pirate game.
Oh, it's Last of Us Part 2.
No, actually.
No, I know.
I forget the name
It's
of it.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones was considered the first quadruple A game. And wow,
Because it took so long to develop because they kept really like
remaking it.
they kept the thing is they kept firing creative directors and the creative director would come in and be like, "All right, we're doing this now."
Yeah.
And they'd fire him, and then new guy would come in and he's like, "All right, we're doing this now." So like there was no consistent creative vision for that game.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's like firing the same director over and over again, remaking the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm on the first floor. That's where I needed to go. Okay, thank friggin' God.
I vote go.
What do you mean the
go
Han
back, go
Solo
back
movie
up.
needs to be reshot and remade entirely because we didn't like the original directors? What do you mean?
We don't like Ron Howard's new vision.
Ron Howard. That is an interesting man, Ron Howard, because he has some good
White
movies.
Mm-hmm.
Too dark to read.
Yeah, Too Dark to Read. You got light a
You
candle.
know, it'd be nice if I could
Candle, dude.
see. Okay.
That'll drink.
All
There you
right.
go.
Cool.
I
Got
prefer-
something.
Whenever I walk around my apartment at night, I prefer all lights off so I can't see.
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Like, what is this? Where were you living in, like,
Is this where-
lights everywhere hour? No.
Hey,
Lights
it's the
off
save
hour.
from the main game.
Hey,
Would you look at that?
Hey.
Hey, I'm trying to save here.
All right, so I can go back and give him the liquid.
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 All right, cool.
God.
Oh God. Look, listen. I need to do whatever you're doing.
Do you think what's more viable to you, a Metal Gear movie or a God of War movie?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
I think would be better, but I feel like
I feel the story is more simple in God of War and
Yeah.
more believable in some aspects. You don't have like nanomachines or like weird stuff like that.
I think
nanomachines.
I think a Metal Gear movie, like, I think if they do it practically,
Yeah.
I think it could be really good. I think God of War.
Probably could be, but
I think God of War would just be a CGI fest, and I just wouldn't enjoy it. And I just rather not watch. I'd rather just play the game, the original.
Maybe, but like I don't know. Like
there we go.
I'm not thinking like maybe it's gonna be less CGI than let's say I don't know Gods of Egypt or something like that. But
yeah.
Well, I mean, at the same time, it's gonna like for me, it's just gonna look like the Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans. At least that's kind of how I see it, it turning out.
It might be.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just would rather not see that, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that thought process there.
Where Metal Gear like has so much potential.
Oh, potential.
I don't have a map for this one spot.
Yeah, no.
What?
This one area.
This one area.
I think like a God of War, like the story is much more like simple. It's much more like direct. Guy loses his family, gets angry at the gods, has to come back and try to like basically kill all the gods. It's like that's very simple kind of story to kind of get behind. In Metal Gear, it's much more like well, secretly the Russians, but it's not the Russians. It's actually this weird paramilitary force that's going to be going into Snake. You have to go into here, and like you're actually a man who's like born from like a different clone. Like there's much baggage with Metal Gear that I don't know. I could see practically why it's a better idea to shoot Metal Gear, but story-wise, I don't think they're gonna.
It's crazy to me that we're gonna get a Death Stranding movie before a Metal Gear movie.
That is actually
that is actually insane to me.
I mean, Death Stranding the game is basically a movie anyway.
I'm kind of excited though.
Yeah, conceptually, I think you could do something really interesting with it.
I don't know.
Okay, Ernest, I got the liquid. I got the letter.
How is she gonna give him the liquid? Does he have to open the door, or
I couldn't get myself.
Is there like a little doggy door?
Puts his hand through the he just bursts his hand through the door and he's like, gimme.
It's like really wrinkled and old and everything.
Yeah.
And then once he takes the liquid back, his hand comes out very youthful. That's just what I needed.
It was for myself. I lied about my daughter.
I lied, and you fell for it. Stupid fool.
You know it too. You were born in this town.
Mmm.
What's that town quote from Resident Evil 4?
The town?
Or like the opening? We crippled the way through this little town or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Umbrella Corp.
Bottoms up.
Umbrella Corpse.
Believe in fate.
Capital F for fate.
So they say she was born in this town. Do they mean that literally? Do they mean that metaphorically? That's
well, is she even real?
An interesting thought.
Yeah.
Ernest, can I open this?
I'll kind of put my little theory afterwards.
Yeah.
There's nothing beyond here.
I know. So, what if I had said I believed in fate?
You're a liar.
That James.
I'd say you won.
He's a bad. James is a bad man.
Depending on your ending, yes.
Yeah. Is that a flashlight? Can I have that?
No. You may have matches and a candle when appropriate.
I do think they intentionally made this dark and hard to see to make it a little more scary and hard to navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be really...
Well, you know,
it'd be too easy.
Here's what I would say. If she was her own person, I think she would have individual demons or monsters that look different.
Yeah, she could be like that guy from Ghostbusters 2 and just use her eyes as flashlights.
Oh yeah, just like
yeah.
Do you?
She's dying.
Ernest, do you have some sort of precognition?
Maria, you are.
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything.
I guess that's true.
That's fine.
Okay. Capital OK.
This part is awesome.
Okay. Capital OK. Can we see it though? Is the big question there, Bob. What a mansion!
Don't open that door!
Yeah, you Joe Sandwich.
Joseph!
So, yeah. So there's nobody in the room. Nobody at all.
Well, that's why you said it was a dead end.
Yep.
This is a literal dead end for you.
Yep, there was no... You were talking to...
A ghost, probably.
A ghost, essentially.
Or a memory.
Or a memory.
Because how'd that card get on the table then, Bob?
Yeah,
I think we slid it under the door, didn't we?
We slid it on the door, but how'd it get onto the table?
Yeah, Rob.
Some sort of spook specter or ghost?
some sort of specter.
Some specter?
Jeez, jinkies. There's gotta be something in here.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, how long would like the Scooby-Doo gang survive in Silent Hill?
I love that focus pull. Fucking sick.
That's pretty sick.
Ghostbusters.
But yeah, there basically was nobody there all along, and that she had essentially been trying to help someone who, I mean, maybe she helped them move on. That's what it seems to imply, but it's also helping her kind of
it could also
start
been like,
to realize some things.
That could also been like a god or a demon or whatever at that point too, because it does kind of like imply that like the gods of Silent Hill, as you know.
Yeah. Yep, and this is where Laura sits on the
little fat bear on the side there. That's fun. And then there she is contemplating things, and turn the gun that way. I shoot the bear.
Yeah.
Shoot the cat too.
Can I shoot the bear and the cat?
Look, a dandelion.
Double homicide, triple homicide if I get myself too. I guess.
Commit a self-murder.
Yeah. I'm very curious if the remake will
address this
adapt this or not.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
But yeah, this is your first time seeing this DLC, right?
I've never seen this.
Yeah.
The butterfly, I tell you, the butterfly.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you know what? At least she still has that Chinese flavor.
That way she won't be tempted. That's why she doesn't have a gun the whole main game or a weapon.
That makes sense.
The on the other side of the fence or that wall, someone goes, "Oh, sweet, a free revolver!"
And then you hear like bang, bang, bang.
That's the DLC.
That's literally it.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Hey,
I didn't want to spoil it for you that it was the end.
That's literally
wow. You met Ernest Hemingway.
Mary.
Well,
He found out James is a bad man because of his kindness.
Ernest tried to warn us that James was a bad man.
Look like your girlfriend.
so how does he know, James?
Or is that the demon of Silent Hill talking to her? You know, it's
because she was born of here, right?
Yep, that's it. So Ernest says you were born here, and the implications of the game, the DLC itself being called Born from a Wish, meaning, in my opinion, James's wish for Mary to be here. The town itself created her as a sort of either wish of his, wish fulfillment, or a test for him.
Or she's Amy.
Yeah, that was my thought.
There's the other thing is she Amy? Does she not remember that stuff? Is she going through her own thing at the same time? Is she a real person?
Yeah. I mean, that could be him trying to bring his daughter back, and then I don't know. She probably died when she was around like 10.
Right. Yeah.
So this could be like the 20-year-older version of her. And then,
yeah. It's a very, very interesting DLC that does add some unique implications for her character.
Yeah, like, and answers some question maybe like what she is, or at least kind of like gives you an idea, like vague understanding or idea.
Yeah. Yep.
Masahiro, my dude.
Yeah, Monster Design. Yeah. And Sato Takayoshi.
Yeah, so there's that sort of thing where it's like the literal embodiment of James's wish for Mary's presence to be in the town.
Yeah.
And that, you know, she was a creation of the town to satisfy that sort of desire that he was seeking.
Well, that like repressed desire.
Yeah,
right?
the subconscious. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like what's those 3 different types of like the personalities, like the id, the ego, and the super ego.
Yeah.
So I think
Sigmund
like
Freud.
Yeah, Sigmund. He had a birthday recently, don't you know?
Yeah, and then there's also
he was smoking a bunch of cigars.
There's the
or you smoking cigars because your father and mother's how they affected you.
Yeah.
Oh no, because they're phallic. Like there's a lot of
there's
weird
phallic, there's yonic, and all that stuff with the water and the meaning of water being feminine and all that.
Yeah.
But like the other thing is
she's like obviously she slipped.
The wish element, which I was talking about before.
Right.
The wish element being that she was born as a manifestation of James's guilt, and the manifestation of also like the dream, like reality of Silent Hill itself and, you know, his desires. Like, there's so many different ways to look at it that's really
But it's like,
interesting.
why would it warn her, though? That's weird.
And there's also, some people say that it's also an interpretation of, like, James's loyalty to Mary and a test for him.
Right. Well,
I don't know if I think that's true.
But and you know, her vulnerable, innocent, you know, existence also says some interesting things.
Because
even though she can very well fight for herself, judging from this add-on content.
I mean,
she's her own manifestation, because, like, she's able to do her own thing. She's separate from him. So for me, like, I feel like she's either a person that's also stuck there, or
well, she does exist outside of James at that particular
yeah.
So
moment.
there's also Ernest himself, who was obviously you're in his mansion, so he was a very wealthy man in the town.
Yeah.
Which also implies some very interesting things, and that, you know, it's like her purpose, you know, was to help James go through this sort of journey, and that she was born from his desire, or the town itself created her on purpose.
Well, I'm thinking more to the she's Amy, and the reason why.
Yeah, because the white liquid, people are pretty sure is the same thing that James has to get for the rebirth ending.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
The like white chrism stuff.
I mean, well, I would say this as well. Why does she call him Daddy? Aren't you Daddy? Isn't that kind of implying that it might be his daughter at that point? Because she calls him that.
Yeah, and
Indirectly,
that's the thing, is I think that he was trapped there by the grief of the loss of his daughter, and that you help him move on. But you could also, you know, there's that interesting thing where it's like, are they related? Is there something there?
See, what would be interesting? I would love it if, like, even in, like, Silent Hill, like, F, or, like, whatever the next new installment is, imagine if she's, like, she is one of the, like, she's, like, a creation of Silent Hill of itself.
Oh, yeah.
And she can be in other ones. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is one of those series, like, you can do so much with it.
You do literally anything.
Here's another interesting thought.
Except make a good recent one, I guess.
Is Ernest and Maria discussing James?
Yeah.
Because how does he know who James is?
How
does she know who James is? And how does she know who Laura is?
Before meeting them, technically.
Yeah, because obviously, like, Mary met Laura, but Maria didn't.
Well, it's also sort of
because she's like, how do I know who Laura is?
It's also sort of like she's in that town before, because she was sitting in that room contemplating, like, do I go outside and everything.
And just like him. And that's where you kind of get into that parallel where it's like, are Ernest and her the same?
Oh, like the same type of entity?
Yeah, created by the town for a specific reason.
Well, remember, Maria and James says they went to they're on vacation before in Silent Hill.
Because was Ernest created as a manifestation from somebody in particular, and he vanished for a reason too? Were they both born from a wish? Was he born from somebody else? It's like there's so many ways you can look at this DLC, and that's what makes it, I think, withstand the test of time the same way the main game does as an addition to the original. It adds more insight. It also adds more questions.
Well, it adds more, like, ambiguity, and then you can learn and kind of go from some ambiguous stuff there. Not everything has to be spelled out, which is good. You can do interpretations that way.
Because you don't want everything to be spelled out for you. That makes it less interesting and less. You'll
talk
about it less.
A little less fun.
But it's a good DLC. I'm glad we got to sit here for a sitting and just play through it.
Session,
and then that way you could kind of get some context about her character and, like, what this sort of implies. It's also one of those things, like, you could play the main game and never play this and be fine.
Yeah, you won't lose anything really.
But
it is a companion.
It's a really interesting companion to the main game that I think adds to the narrative they had planned.
And then we'll see if the remake adds this, or if it's in there already.
Or if they ignore it forever and never
up to them.
Touch on it. I'm curious. I bet they will. Because DLC is DLC. They'll probably try to, like, make that, because they already have the assets and everything. So I would imagine that they will do it. It's just a matter of when, while they're also planning another entry in the series. Judging from their continued relationship with Konami, that's going to happen in the future.
So they'll either remake or new title.
Or the first one.
Yeah.
At the very least, we have.
I hope they're remaking 1 and not 3 first, but we will see.
It is odd that they chose to skip 1 entirely.
But I understand. We talked about it a little bit. Yeah, and if you're just checking out this one, we have the whole second game as a playlist. You can definitely check that out. I'll add this in to the main games playlist, so that way you can check that out after the main game if you want to. But thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us here, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot, helps us grow. But thanks for joining us, and thank you again to our viewer for recommending this. I'm glad we got to check it out. It was definitely worth the detour.
Definitely, and by the way, look forward to us never reviewing the GTA 6 trailer. So thank you.
Yeah.
GTA sucks.
But I don't. I have no excitement for it.
No excitement. Not to derail, but GTA sucks. Thanks for all watching.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you soon.
Stay silent.
Hill.